Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back to the ArchCast, where we've got a couple of big topics today, although I don't know how big. So I'm sure you've heard, Lum, Musk is vowing to start a third political, or technically fourth political party in the US.
Wouldn't it be the fifth political party? Because obviously there's Democrats, Republicans, there's the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, now I guess the Musk Party. I don't know how many different small subsection parties there are. There's too many, in my opinion.
Wow, there's actually quite a few. So the big two, obviously, Republicans, Democrats. That's the basic two-party system. And technically, there's the Libertarian Party. And the Greens are even smaller than the Libertarian Party. But there's actually like a bunch of other ones as well. I looked into this briefly before starting. There's like 5 other parties, even a party for socialism and liberation. Yes, indeed.
Ew.
Yep. Party for Socialism and Liberation is a communist political party in the United States.
It was founded in 2004. Wow.
Yeah, so there's actually a communist party in the US.
Headquarters, San Francisco, California. Split from the Workers' World Party. The fuck is the Workers' World Party? Ugh.
Communist nonsense, I'm sure. So yeah, there's but these are all remarkably unpopular. Very, 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 very much so. The Communist Party has, I think, something like 1/30 of the support of the Libertarian Party, and the Libertarian Party too is utterly irrelevant. So yeah. They exist, but they don't count.
Jesus.
Now, the problem, though, is... So, okay, again, people think there's only 2 parties in America. That's largely correct, because there's only 2 parties that actually matter. Technically, there's 3 that are sort of relevant. I mean, the Libertarian Party is actually relatively large, you know, theoretically speaking. I think in 2024 they got 500,000 votes, which is not nothing by any stretch of the imagination. It's more than the Socialists that got 100,000. But of course, in a country with like 300 million people, yeah. But that does not mean that it's easy to make a political party. So I don't know if this is mostly just Musk having a little bit of a temper tantrum that he didn't get his way, or if this is something he's seriously considering, because he has had some out there ideas in the past.
At this point, I don't know what the fuck Musk even wants, because when he had his first lover's quarrel with fucking Trump, he started throwing out some pretty serious accusations. And then a week later, a couple days later, he was like, oh, I said some really bad things that I didn't really mean, guys. I'm sorry for acting out like this. And, I don't know.
Yeah.
He may be just... This might be his midlife crisis finally hitting him. Instead of, like, you know, getting his hair dyed, getting a leather jacket, and a motorcycle, he's just vowing to make a new political party.
Conceivably, because I wonder if maybe he thinks that he has a bit more power than he actually does. Because he has taken a lot of credit for getting Trump elected, but that wasn't really because of Elon, really. And you may remember, of course, that he was originally backing DeSantis in the presidential race before, of course, Trump became the Republican nominee. And that didn't work out very well for DeSantis, did it?
No, it did not. Granted, a lot of Republicans were for DeSantis until he decided to step down.
Yeah, he was a candidate that had a lot of, like, vocal support, but very little actual support, it seems like.
To be honest, DeSantis is, like, he should just be staying where he is. He's better running Florida and everything instead of, branching out to the wider United States. Because then we would have to worry about who's going to take over when he leaves.
Like, I wouldn't mind DeSantis' presidency. I like a lot of the things he says. I like a lot of the things he does, but it's not his time. Running against Trump was just stupid. It was suicidal.
Yeah.
So if he can have his time in the limelight, I'm all for it, but it's not now. And Elon is very much so overestimating his ability as a kingmaker here, I think, because bear in mind, of course, Elon is a very influential individual. He owns Twitter, which is pretty much the largest social media platform out there right now, and he's worth like $300 billion, so he's not nobody, but those things do not launch a political party.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see this going anywhere. He's having another little hissy fit. He'll probably forget about it in the next week or so, just like the everyday news cycle. He'll get another bright idea, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's like a new hyperfixation, where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. So he'll just be all gung ho about it, and then he's like, yeah, I want to do something else now.
Conceivably, as he's already been talking about Republican politics, as he's been suggesting that he will support primary challenges against Republicans who support Trump's big, beautiful bill. So I am not a fan of the big, beautiful bill. I do view it as just an absolute ridiculous quantity of pork that is frankly unnecessary, particularly for right now in the US. But, well, it's through now, so what are you going to do about it?
It's like, with the big, beautiful bill, I haven't looked too extensively into it because I've just been in my own little corner of the internet being happy and stuff. But with the whole, like, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, I'm not that big of a fan of they decided to add a cap to that. It's like, sure, it's a high cap that a lot of people won't hit, but there's a lot of people who will work so much overtime that they can legally do. They could feasibly hit that overtime cap. I don't like caps on money. That just makes me sad. And with me going back to work and stuff, because I seen some people asking in chat, oh, Lumi, what's your new job? I'm going to be working in a steel mill. That comes with some nice money. That comes with as much overtime as I would like, as long as we don't have, like, no work. That's going to be fun. But I like money in my pocket. But I also hope I still make enough to where I'm not in the next tax bracket, because then that's just going to make me really sad. Because that means more money out of my pocket.
Lum the steel worker.
Yes.
Now, we of course know that this is all a cover story and that Lum will actually be working at Applebee's.
No! I'm not working at Applebee's. What the fuck?
I like that cover story more.
No, I would rather die than work fast food or any type of customer service job. I did my years of customer service before I, turned 18. And then after that, it was just vast majority warehouse work.
Well, Applebee's will be almost like warehouse work, shifting goods from one end to the other.
Is Lum joining the union? Fuck unions, man. I ain't joining no fucking union. There's no.
She might become the
here.
union, though.
No.
Those are the people that really earn good money, Lum. The union representatives.
No. I don't care about unions. Union representatives are just as bad as HOA representatives. Both just like to launder money to themselves.
Well, yes, that's the entire point.
Yeah, so fuck them.
Why wouldn't you do that?
I hope they get hit with bricks.
On the bright side, Minnesota is going to crash and burn under the big, beautiful bill, so at least something good is happening to the world.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about Minnesota. even most of Minnesota doesn't give a shit about Minnesota at this point.
Still, I like the idea that Minnesota will be miserable. So the entire Elon Musk third political party thing, this is the kind of stuff that could be big, because if he really did try to do it, he does have a certain chance to perhaps push through, but I do think that he's underestimating the difficulties quite a bit, as even Trump too, of course, was playing with the idea of a third party and decided against it because, well, it's just really fucking hard and really, really, really expensive and really, really difficult. Not to mention all of the legislation you've got to deal with as a political party for federal elections, of course, have to abide by, well, all of the state laws on elections too. So, headaches.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. This is again probably going to be a big nothing burger. It's something that we're just going to meme on. We're going to forget, and then it'll probably be brought up in a couple of years during the next election cycle or during midterms. Like, oh, does anyone remember that new party that Elon wants to make? And then it'll be forgotten again.
Well, nobody does. Nobody does. Because nobody wants to remember.
I mean, it's funny talking about Elon's gay little jump that he did at a rally. That's always funny.
And the little Hitler salute, which also thought was funny.
Yes.
Going to split the Republican vote to take out Trump, says chat. Yeah, see, that is, of course, one of the problems with this kind of infighting. It'll only weaken the party, and the Democrats have no such concerns at the moment.
It's just like we're not even a fucking year in, and the fact that the Republican Party is already starting to show cracks is just concerning. We can we just at least live through the midterms, and then we can start showing cracks a little bit, because come the fuck on.
Nope. No, we can't. And this is just the nature of the beast, because the right wing now has become such an enormously large tent party that it's going to fracture. Probably for the next election, honestly, because with Trump out of the race as well, we'll see if the Republicans manage to come up with some kind of alternative, but I'd be surprised.
You know, it's like, I don't even, besides Vance and DeSantis, I don't know who else they would, and DeSantis, I don't know.
Several Lums. Sometimes I click on the kick tab by accident and it plays sounds. Don't worry about it.
I have lost.
You know, you could just mute your tab, right?
I know, but I haven't. So sue me.
At first I thought it was my computer fucking up, and I'm like, nope, that's not me. Anyways, besides Vance and DeSantis, I can't think of anyone else that people would put up for election on the Republican side.
Vance hasn't made enough of a name for himself, and DeSantis is still waffling around in the fucking desert, so,
Yeah, who knows at this point. But it's a waiting game, and we'll see what people come up with.
Let's see here. Type Zeta for $10. Hey Arch, want to drop by and say hello. Also, I have chosen not to support GW anymore. I can't support a company that actively hates us, so I've moved on to the superior Xeely sequences. Xeely. That is good. Hates GW. GW, gay and bad, and you should avoid it wherever humanly possible. Now, preferably, you should, of course, just give me money instead, because, you know, I don't actually produce any products for you to purchase yet, but I will eventually, so, you know, just save it. Sew it into your mattress or something.
I mean, don't you still have your gatekeeping shirt and stuff that people could buy?
No. I sold them all out.
Oh, you need more shirts. You need more merch, Arch.
Merch takes effort.
You can just put up a fourth wall store and just slap the designs on shirts, and then they will just print it and ship it for you, and you'll get a cut of the cost.
The cut of the costs. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, Lum.
You get to set the price yourself. Get to set your percentage yourself. Arch.
I'll get into the Belle Delphine situation where she was technically a few $1 million in debt to PayPal for violating their rules on biological waste material.
You're not selling biological waste material, though. It would be selling shirts.
But, chat, I could sell bathwater. Well, actually, I couldn't legally. It would be deeply illegal. But, theoretically.
Arch, I don't think anybody would want your bathwater.
I don't know about that. Chat, would you want my bathwater?
Yeah.
Ignorant slut.
I'm sure somebody would out there would want it.
Maybe Malcolm might, but I don't know anyone else.
Yeah, Mal would probably buy it, yes.
Winston, no, don't say that you'd buy the bathwater.
See, there's quite a few people who's saying yes there.
You ignorant
No, that's a
slut.
lot of people saying no. But who the fuck said I'll buy two?
See?
Trillium, no! Moogie, no! No buying it and then sending it to me.
Quite a few people who'd buy it.
God damn it.
Admiral Fenris, Arch, to my American ears, you, a Norwegian, have an English accent when speaking English. What is the reason for this? I have noticed it with other Scandinavians too. It's because the Scandinavian accent is kind of awful. That's why. And I've done my level best to get rid of it. I can't even put on a Norwegian accent because I don't think I've ever had one. Because I learned speaking English from the television, so I never really developed the accent. But basically, just imagine extremely exaggerated words. And that's close enough.
Norwegians have... There's a Norwegian accent when they speak English? I've never heard it.
Oh, yes. Let's see. Have you ever heard... Heard? I can't even do it. Imagine wild pitch differentials, because in Norwegian, the pitch of speech actually goes up and down a lot, naturally.
Oh, okay.
Why you hating? There's a poll that announced that just under half of independents would vote for Elon's party, along with a good chunk of the GOP and even some Dems. I did see that, but mind you, that poll, I believe, was on Twitter, so, not necessarily a representative slice of the populace there. Although, I mean, he would probably be more of a libertarian party than the Republicans, so... There's the next anyone. This whole thing is pure theater between Elon and T-Man. It's all distraction. It's meant to keep us looking one direction while stuff is going on elsewhere. What trying to distract from? Bumming around? Maybe. I did see a funny video a while ago that was like, listen, they're distracting you from the coming Ice Age. I'm like, I kind of hope there's an Ice Age on the way.
I mean, there was also, fuck, I forgot what state it was, but apparently there was somebody who was luring firefighters somewhere, and the students just sniping them. Fucking, let me see if I can find it, because it was all over Twitter the other day. Let's see, sniper, firefight. It was in Idaho. Of course it was in fucking Idaho.
Is Idaho famous for this?
Mostly for their potatoes, but nothing else besides potatoes go on in Idaho.
Well, potatoes are the king of fruits.
There you go.
Service guarantees citizenship.
To be a... Wow. Suspected in the Idaho ambush previously wanted to be a firefighter. Good for him. Why? Once wanted to be a firefighter.
It's just, it was so stupid. It's like, he wanted to be a firefighter, he couldn't make it, so now he decided to just lure them out and just snipe them.
Well, I'd say that the firefighter's probably dodged a bullet then, because he sounds like a slightly unhinged individual. Probably wouldn't have made a very good firefighter.
The fact that this dude posted on his goddamn Snapchat right before he went to do this shit too.
They all do this now. Now, even more importantly, did you know that potatoes can be sliced?
No way.
Yep, and they can be covered in cream and you have got, like, gratinated potatoes. So Idaho has good things, too.
I mean, potatoes, you can literally make anything with potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Sandcastles, even.
You know what I like? Potato gnocchi. Potato gnocchi is very good. I like having it with chicken, Alfredo sauce, or maybe some garlic sauce. Very good.
Poor Idaho.
I mean,
What else is Idaho famous for, Lum Lum?
I don't fucking know. I don't really pay attention to other states besides the ones that I live in.
California?
No. Fuck California. Wall it off. I don't want it to exist within the United States anymore. Wall it off, chip it away, let it float into the ocean.
I wasn't even aware there were steel mills in California.
No! I don't live in California.
Lum Lum's new job is making steel feet to suck on.
No.
Hmm.
No.
Or she might be the one who cleans the feet of the workers, potentially.
You're gonna make me fucking throw up, Arch. Disgusting.
Why, you hating? I, for one, would join Elon's party. My GOP congressman does nothing but inhabit a chair. He doesn't even live in my state. Well, unfortunately, that's a problem that's probably going to extend to all political parties. Politicians being shit is a pretty common thing these days. Trent Avoy, hey Arch and Lum Lum, is there a hiatus on the law videos? Sort of. It'll be back next week again. What's next, anyone? If you send me bathwater, I'm sending you a Spec Ops. They'd probably want the bathwater too. Danny and Lumi gonna buy Arch bathwater to clean her feet.
Ew. 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 No.
And Nightmare's been a member for 1 month. BBB does absolutely nothing to me. No tax cut, no cutting H1Bs or offshoring. Adds wealth redistribution, a total disaster. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it.
I mean, hey, one benefit of the Big Beautiful Bill is that we're going to see the total annihilation of welfare queens everywhere. Because fuck them.
You ignorant slut.
I have already said multiple times my story of how I hate welfare queens, the concept of EBT, and how it's improperly used. And now the welfare queens are buying junk food in bulk because they're afraid that their EBT will no longer allow them to buy junk food. And it's like, okay, come on. It's like there's this video going around where this chick is just going to Sam's Club and spending $1,000 using her EBT card and just buying just the most disgusting junk food that you can for her like 5 kids. I hate welfare queens. They need to get a fucking job. There's another video that I seen going around where this chick's kid wanted to get a job because he's like 16. He wants to get a job to start saving up his own money. His mom just flat out tells him, no, you're not getting a job because that's going to mess with my government assistance. If you get a job, that means they're going to take shit away from me. And I'm like, dude. And that's how generational fucking poverty is, because then every single one of them just live off of EBT government aid until the entire family gets annihilated somehow. So fuck welfare queens. I hate them. They need to get a fucking grip, get a job, or get hit. Okay, I'm done ranting.
Have you considered that your unreasoning hatred against poor people might be as a result of your German heritage?
One, I grew up poor. Two, if my German heritage is the reason why I hate welfare queens and most people who should not be on government aid, I will need to channel my German heritage a bit more.
Baron Stargard donates 5 on Streamlabs. Happy post-America Day all. Just dropped by to say hello and shill my web novel, which has indeed become almost a tradition now. And the problem with the big, beautiful bill is the US politics itself. We have long since crossed the event horizon, at which we realized that we could vote each other's people's money, and so now the will of the people has become fuck you, got mine. Yeah, a little bit. No, not even a little bit. A lot of bits, in fact. When you are able to get other people's money by voting for getting other people's money, why would you not do so? Why would you not do so? Well, principles, but those are already in short supply in politics, so we don't need to worry too much about those.
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
And speaking of the principles, so an intriguing little thing. I'm sure you've also seen the news, that Anthem, a silly little EA video game, is going to die.
You ignorant slut.
I thought it was already dead.
And then Lum descends into her blender.
What? I thought it was already dead.
It's not. It's going to be dead in about 6 months or something, I think.
I haven't heard really any news about Anthem until you just told me, because I thought they just completely abandoned the project months ago.
Oh, they did. Years ago, in fact. They gave up on developing it quite some time ago.
The game will still be playable online for the next 180 plus days. As of today, you can no longer purchase in-game premium currency. Okay, so are they going to give people refunds if they bought the premium currency? Or are they just going to do what EA does and just not?
That's a very foolish question, Lum.
Oh, right. It's EA. Never mind. How silly of me.
Yeah, that money's already spent quite some time ago. As this entire thing here, so the whole stop killing games thing has been in the news for quite some time. That's Norwegian. Why is it even in Norwegian? We're not even members of the EU. Why is it in Norwegian? Why even is it Norwegian? We're not a member of this fucking bullshit.
Fire is the answer.
I was some AOS, but that's something else.
Because you're not in the US, that's why. You're just automatically part of the EU.
Swarmy, melty, Latvisi, Italiano. Wait, is it English? Well, yeah, I suppose it would be in English, but the UK is not a part of it either. Greek. But the entire stop killing game things has, of course, been in the prominence, largely due to Pirate Software being a massive douchebag, and so people will take every opportunity to try and screw with him. Also, apparently, now this is Boog News, so, it's not exactly verifiable government information by any stretch of the imagination, but apparently, Pirate Software's Discord server had been found trying to fake signatures for the Stop Killing Games petition, either by trying to bot it or by having people sign up without having the actual, right to sign up, not being members of the European Union and all that. So, that's really weird. But it's gotten a lot of attention because of that, and this, more so than anything, is probably like the best argument for it, because a lot of the things around Stop Killing Games I find awfully floaty. It's like, oh, companies could do this. I'm like, okay, could they though? I don't fucking even know. And the European Union too has actually commented on this now, apparently explaining that, oh no, we can't possibly do this. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the petition, because the European Union petition has 75% of them have actually passed into law once a petition has successfully reached 1 million signatures. So 2 out of 3 have actually succeeded. But this would actually, threaten people's wallets. So, But Anthem is a beautiful example of how this is obviously being abused by companies, as you have a game that is entirely online. It could easily be played offline, like there's nothing inherently online necessarily about Anthem, truly. But it was made into an online live service game because that was more profitable, so they wanted to launch it. Then it failed, it didn't get any support, they didn't upkeep it, and the people who did enjoy it still and still want to play it, well, now they're fucked. And the people who spent money on, of course, the microtransactions in games, the various cosmetics, etc., well, they're just going to lose access to all of that now. It's just going to disappear.
Trick or treat. Can I sell
And
your feet?
well, not only does this feel incredibly scummy, but the reason why this is even legal, of course, is because partially to Steam, mind you, as well, and the various online resellers, which has a little terms of service thingy that says that you don't actually own anything you buy anymore. You are simply renting access to a service that can be technically halted at any point. Same with always online games like these. Eventually, the plug will be pulled and the entire thing will go down, taking with it God only knows how many hours and how much money you've invested in it, and there is nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah, that's what honestly that's what sucks about always online games. And I do agree that people should be able to host their own private community servers, similar to how, like, for example, Red Dead Online. That entire community is still only active because of the fan servers that other people host, because the official servers are just taken over by hackers, bots, everything like that. And heck, the community was alive for so long, fucking Rockstar decided to actually release a new update for Red Dead Online. Sure, we got not so Undead Nightmare, but it's still something. We all thought that they said they weren't going to update it anymore. But apparently there's enough interest that they're like, yeah, okay, here you go. Have something, I guess.
And again, like, if the primary thing is basically, like, giving the fans an opportunity to run their own stuff, now again, how that will be done, if it's difficult to be done, etc., I don't know. I don't know shit about fucking programming. But I do know that there is actually a very successful example of this, which is Return of Reckoning. So, way back in the mists of time, decades before Lum Lum was even a glint in her father's eye, there was a video game. This video game was to be one of the countless World of Warcraft killers, as there was entire genres of this. It was Warhammer Online.
Huh.
And it was massively hyped up at the time, because, everyone wanted a World of Warcraft alternative. Warhammer was like, we're going to do this. We're going to do the online stuff. We're going to do Warhammer. Everyone was super excited. We're going to do PvP first and lots of PvE dungeons. It's going to be amazing. It released, and it was fucking horrifically unbalanced. Like, ridiculously badly unbalanced, to the point where individual classes were just so unfathomably overpowered in PvP that the mainstay point of the game, PvP, was basically fucking unplayable. So the game received a lot of negative reviews. It had like a lifetime of 2 or 3 months where it was sort of pseudo-popular, but people quickly gave up on it because PvP was just, however, who had enough bright wizards to win. And so it began to die. And for a game that relies on large-scale PvP, the moment your server population starts to fade, you're fucked. And that game, it lived for a couple of years, I think. Then it was taken offline and just murdered. And it was actually brought back to life by a fan community, creating the Return of Reckoning, which is privately hosted servers that are still running the game to this day. It's pretty goddamn fucking impressive, honestly. Let's see.
See, this is why fan servers are important, honestly, because there's so many games that like are dead, quote unquote dead technically. But for example, I will use Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 1.0, you know, before A Realm Reborn, those servers no longer exist. But fans have rebuilt the servers so people can still play on them. It's hard to find how to actually download it because people just kind of keep it quiet. But they exist, which is really nice. But it's only a matter of time until Squeenix decides to strike them or take legal action.
Mm. And again, like, Warhammer Online actually had some great ideas that worked really, really well and were really, really fun. But again, the game was too ambitious, launched too early. The people who made it didn't know how to balance shit and how to make it all work effectively. So, but the people who love it have actually put in the effort to keep it running. So, if this could be extended to other games, I'm all for it. I'm hesitant about giving it over into the hands of the European fucking Union. Because, oh god.
Oh man, Karkik just brought up a name I haven't thought of in a while. Cartoon Network's MMO Fusion Fall has private servers. Yeah, in the entire fan community trying to re-release Fusion Fall with new content and everything. God. I remember when that was a huge thing being talked about, but then it eventually got abandoned, and then it got brought back up, and Fusion Fall honestly deserved better. It was such a good idea at the time. I played the shit out of it when I was a kid.
Oh, Cartoon Network 2. Is it dead yet? Like, they've been trying to kill that thing for ages now.
Cartoon Network officially shut down, I think, last year.
Yeah. Another absolute fucking zombie game. DC Universe Online. Have you heard about this one?
I used to play DC Universe Online with an old group of friends when I used to do narrations on YouTube.
This fucking game has been around for like 10, 20 years or something. It's old as fuck. And I don't think it's ever been popular. Not really, but it's still alive somehow. And this is official, I'm pretty sure. This is still being, like, kept up and running and stuff, so...
Mm-hmm.
It must have a dedicated community, I guess, because it's fucking old. It even has a Steam page. Huh.
Yeah, when I played it, I think it was before they even had a Steam launcher. It was still their launcher that you had to download.
Very positive, even.
I think the only reason why I stopped playing was because some of the later game stuff that I wanted to do, it was paywalled, and I'm like, no. That's how I stopped playing Wizards 101 when I was a kid. It was paywalled, and I'm like, my parents won't let me buy the crowns to get premium.
Yeah, I would imagine there is probably some paywall-y stuff, because it's kind of the same with how Star Wars The Old Republic is still alive. It's basically still alive because they made it free-to-play, and it's... The Old Republic is a really weird game, because if you're talking about games that could work... Because one of the main arguments against, like... Stop killing games is, these games were designed to be online. If we tried to make them single player, it would ruin the experience. It would require a lot of rebalancing, blah, blah, blah. And I get some of these arguments as well, because some games were genuinely designed to be online only. And many of them were forced to be online only because they wanted to be greedy little cunts about it. But the Old Republic, this is the perfect counter-argument. You make this into a single-player game, and it will probably have sold better than the MMO, because there is some great single-player content in the Old Republic. If you just took away the grind and focused a bit more on the quests and the cinematics, this would actually genuinely have been a wonderful Jedi Knight style game.
Mm-hmm. Man, what's another one that? Oh, another game that's hosted by fan servers. Toontown, the Disney game. Was it Disney? I think it was Disney. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Toontown has fan servers I think it's called Toontown Reanimated or something like that. And they release new content and stuff for it. Man.
Toontown Reanimate. Rewritten? No.
Rewritten, yeah. Something like that. But yeah, it's still hosted on fan servers. I actually played it a couple months ago, and it runs really well.
What the fuck even is this? I don't even know, but it's something.
Your Toon's fighting against corporate entities.
I see.
You gotta fight the tax man. It was fantastic.
I mean, I'm all for fighting the tax man, honestly. That's not an issue. That's not an issue at all. But in, like, yeah, there are absolutely things that have dedicated communities that want to keep them alive even after the end of service. And with certain titles, particularly like Old Republic, well, it would be better off being a single-player game. I mean, if you gave that over to fans and they rewrote it, rebalanced it, removed like 75% of the random retard encounters you need to grind to level up, it would be a good Star Wars game, which is why people still suffer through it to this day. Because it was another one of those MMOs that was like, oh, we're going to kill World of Warcraft. It launches, enormous launch, hundreds of thousands of people playing, crashing the shit out of the servers, and then everyone was like, God, this isn't World of Warcraft. I don't want to play anymore. And over the course of like 5 years of reiterations and tiny touches, it actually becomes good. Silly, silly, silly stuff. But now there's also been a official statement, quote unquote, made on this. Here we go. So this is from Video Games Europe, which I believe is a consumer rights organization style thingy bob. Let's see. Is it? I wonder if it's actually a part of the European Union. Video Games Europe.
They've been around since 1998.
Yep, 1998. Damn.
Yep.
Manifesto. Well, they've got a whole site that doesn't actually, load or anything, but they're apparently a thing, and I'm presuming consumer IT, because otherwise, why do they exist?
Man, how does this site not load for you? It's loading just fine for me.
On for me. I guess it's downloading more fucking viruses on your computer than mine, which is fine.
See,
accessibility.
Our board. They have people from Epic Games, EA, Activision, Embracer, Microsoft, Nintendo of Europe, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Sony, Bandai Namco, Square Enix, Level Infinite, whatever. VGFB, I don't know what the fuck VGFB is. Cell, something just called Game. On VGFB, Video Games Federation Belgium. Who cares about Belgium?
The Belgians.
And UKIE. What's that? UK Games and Interactive Entertainment. Oh, I see. What the fuck is all this? You know what? I don't care about Europe. I'm closing this now.
So they said...
yeah.
We appreciate the passion of our community. However, the decision to discontinue online services is multifaceted. Never taken lightly, it must be an option for companies when an online experience is no longer commercially viable. We understand that it can be disappointing for players, but when it does happen, the industry ensures that players are given fair notice of the prospective changes in compliance with local consumer protection laws. Yeah, nobody's complaining about the notice. It's the death that probably a lot of people are complaining about. Private servers are not always a viable alternative option for players. The protections we put in place to secure players' data, remove illegal content, combat unsafe community content would not exist and would leave rights holders liable, in addition to many titles designed from the ground up to be online only. So, the interesting part here is, the second part, like some things are designed to be online only, I do agree. That is one of the pitfalls to stop killing games, is that some games, even if you did manage to have them play single player, they would just be shit. Single player World of Warcraft would be fucking retarded. But the first part, this is like the European Union part here. For players, as the protections we put in place to secure players' data, remove illegal content, and combat unsafe community content would not exist and would leave rights holders liable. This is the part that the European Union is going to be mostly concerned about. Because for the European Union, they don't give a fuck about a video game. They don't give a shit about that. What they care about is their rules and their legislation and their countless forms of enforcement over the rules of behavior. If you have a private server, the European Union can't do that anymore. You could, and there is actually a legitimate security argument against this to a degree, as back during the whole ISIS nonsense period, there actually came out that ISIS and many terrorist organizations were recruiting from online lobbies, because the online lobbies weren't actually, watched by anybody, and so they could communicate via voice chat in-game or via text in-games, because nobody was looking into it. So there is the technical argument that somebody could set up a World of Warcraft server and run Islamic psyops on it. I know that sounds fucking ridiculous. I'm just saying, in theory, that is a legitimate argument.
I think people are probably already doing that on, like, War Thunder forums.
Probably, yes. Now, it's complete bullshit that the provider would be legally liable. That's nonsense. How the fuck can the company be made legally liable for a server that they don't own, that they have nothing to do with, etc.? That's retarded. But this is why the EU might be opposed to this, because to them it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna actually own things and run things privately without our ability to regulate your actions. No, I don't think so. Bane the Pain, by the way, gifted 10 subscriptions on Rumble. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And I see some people are also thanking him. Thank you. Good. People should say thank you when they're given things. So, I don't know about the petition. It is at 1,177,000 signatures right now. Of course, we don't know how many of those signatures are either mistaken or false, as Cursed Farms also did put up a video on that, going like, okay, we don't actually know how many of these signatures are legit, and you can guarantee you that the European Union, the home of fucking over-bureaucratic regulations, will check. So there's no reason to stop signing it either, if this is something that you are interested in. But I'd give it at best a 50-50 chance at actually passing the European Union. And what's probably likely, so apparently, Pirate Software's statement on it passing the required number of signatures was something like, I hope you get everything you ask for and none of the things you actually want. Basically saying that, okay, this is a terrible idea, it's going to backfire. And as much as I know everybody hates the guy, it's the European Union. That is a legitimate possibility that they go, oh, you want to keep games online, do you? You want to have, like, the option to run private servers. All right. We're going to create EU servers, and we're going to bake in legislation requiring video games sold in Europe to have European servers only. All kinds of horrible shit.
It's like whenever you're asking for things, especially if it involves government, you can just expect a monkey's paw curling 3 times over.
Probably. That's the EU in a nutshell for you. But it's worth a try. Nothing else. Also, God, I can't believe that this thing is still alive. And I can't believe how incredibly ugly its graphics looks today. Why is this thing still alive, Lum? I don't understand.
Have they still not updated their graphics since 2011?
Well, the suspicious absence of any kind of screenshots on their main site would suggest so, yes. Fuck, half of the graphics don't load correctly.
Oh my god.
Star Sapphire has a hard time with her lower body there.
Oh my god, that cut off.
Yep, that's a beautiful cut off there too. But Superman's head is gone. But judging by their Steam page, that still looks pretty fucking terrible. Oh god, that is...
I have lost.
That is some fucking early 2000s graphic right there.
Yep. They keep it looking just good enough for people to keep coming back.
Oh, that sounds like a rather relative judgment.
Trick or treat. Can I sell your feet?
Oh well.
But the game is actually great, though.
Is it though?
You know, I don't know. That's what someone in chat said.
Ignorant slut.
I mean, at least they kept Harley looking halfway decent.
Sadly, I have too many other dumb things to play right now, and I still have that stupid horse racing game on my list.
And don't forget to make your account and log in so you can get all the free carrots.
The free carrots?
Yes, that's how you recruit your horse girls.
With carrots?
Yes.
I see.
My favorite girl is Rice Shower. She's depressed and she's precious. I love her so much.
There was also, they were holding back the Blue Archive release on Steam for quite some time, presumably over the presence of lollies, I would wager.
Yeah, but now it's released. It released yesterday.
Less interested in Blue Archive, like the art style doesn't particularly wow me, I will say.
Yeah. Blue Archive is for a very specific type of person. I tried playing it yesterday, and I'm just like, I like the art, the girls are cute, and then I got installed it.
Yep, I'd rather play horse racing. Let's see, Jackson Voorhees, Arch, send us Lumi's foot sweat for purchase.
Ew, no.
Well, so what we'd have to do is, there are things that collect like foot sweat.
Why do you know this?
From an episode of Rome, actually.
Huh.
Have you watched Rome? Rome's an amazing TV series.
I haven't not.
What? Lum.
What?
Just for one day, could you stop disappointing me?
That's kind of hard.
It fucking is difficult. It turns out, yes.
I mean, I just started watching Vikings.
God, nobody cares about Vikings. Fuck Vikings. What's Rome?
But I never even heard of, like, I haven't heard of the show Rome until now.
How the fuck? God damn. See, this is the problem, chat. Like, the entire generation below us is just fucked. They've never watched good television. Like,
The
to
one
them...
from 2005?
HBO is Rome, yes. I think 2005, 2007.
22 episodes? I will watch this. I will watch the whole thing by the next ArchCast, okay?
To Lum, good TV is like Vikings. Like Vikings isn't awful. It's not terrible, I'm not saying that, but compared to Rome, fuck.
I will watch Rome before the next ArchCast.
Good. Oh, Rome is so good.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you've seen this with Mr. Sarkaruni on your last Stamford Bridge shit. But did you see the first poster that was released for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey?
I have not seen the poster, no. I've seen just screenshots from it.
Service guaranteed.
It's terrible. It's horrible. I absolutely hate it. Hold on. Let's see, film poster. Because the film poster, very, very simple, but it's already wrong in so many different ways. Because the tagline for the poster just says, defy the gods. Odysseus didn't fucking defy anybody except for fucking Poseidon when he blinded Polyphemus. Otherwise, he was begging to get back home. Like, please, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be with Calypso anymore. Get me off of this island.
Defy the gods. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the Odyssey.
And also, like, is that the statue of Athena?
Might
Because
be.
if that's the statue of Athena, then that's way off.
Well, everything about it is way off. They've got a Viking longboat as the oh god, what's the name of the ship? Fuck. What's the name of his ship? God help me.
Didn't Odysseus also have beef with Athena? The only reason why he had a little bit of beef with Athena is because he wasn't listening to her. And then she was like, okay, fine. Do shit yourself. I'm not going to guide you anymore. And she left. That's how he stumbled his way onto, pissing off Poseidon, getting stuck with Calypso, tangling with Circe. The Argos. That's what chat says.
The Argos, that was the one. Okay. I was fucking wondering what the hell. Black people, obviously. There are blacks. Why wouldn't there be blacks? So that's gonna be a fucking just disaster. And I'm fine with that. Let's just destroy everything, okay? We need to destroy everything so that we can bring people back to the good thing, okay? I am all for The Gladiator 2, which was one of the fucking most insulting movies I have ever fucking watched. Because hopefully, people will watch that and go like, wow, this is hot garbage. What was the original like? And go like, oh my god, this is actually good stuff. Oh, The Gladiator 2 was so bad. Lumi's in the blender again.
No, I'm not in the blender. But it's, I don't know. I know I'm going to go see The Odyssey out of principle. Because I just need to see how bad it is so then I can promptly go on stream and then rant about it. Because this is ridiculous. Just from the poster alone, I'm sad. Actually, no. Even before that, the set photos, I was very, very, very sad. But this just makes it worse.
But what we were actually talking about before you started to dodge the question was how to acquire your foot sweat. So,
No.
there exists tools to do this. Lum. We have tools to do this.
Why is there tools to do this?
So all you would have to do is like get really sweaty, like maybe keeping your feet in like a plastic bag filled with moisture or something to really get the sweat flowing. And then just scrape it off, put it into vials, and send it to people.
What the fuck?
And chat would pay.
Slut.
They could pay for therapy instead.
Dreyfie.
Or whiskey.
Damn Lumi. Swedish meatballs from Muppet Guy accent. Swedish meatballs. This next one, just Wawa, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, and problem solved in the capital of California, because those are the problems. Wow, Wawa. Wawa is retard for water, I think.
Can I smell your feet?
Tiger fish, imagine Lum Lum as one of those fish that I use to clean feet. Yep, she's a doctor fish. Likes to lick the dead skin cells off her feet.
No.
Trick or treat.
One of her favorite things to do. Valamio, Lum Lum is evolving into steel-scaled mermaid. Will this lead Lum Lum to appreciation of industry? Lum Lum Factorio stream when?
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
You know, I've never played Factorio. I've seen other people play Factorio. I don't think I have enough autism for that because I don't have any autism.
I imagine I would yell at you a lot in Factorio.
I'm sure you would. Because I would play something down and then you would destroy it and then I would cry and ask what I did wrong. Then you would say you put it in the wrong place and proceed not to tell me where to put it.
Yeah, I think that would be a terrible, terrible thing.
But I think people would also would love to see the torment of me.
I don't know. I think people would be upset. Battlecast, with Stop Killing Games, I would rather have a law that would restrict protection provided by copyright for always online games, rather than a new law that must be complied with. Fancy a playthrough. Yeah, no, ideally, a reduction in copyright for these games would be good. Because the current copyright system doesn't really work for online games, so it would be nice to go like, okay, you have the copyright for this game, obviously, but the moment you decide to no longer provide the service, you don't have the copyright for the game. Now, that is, of course, going to be basically impossible because of the differential in copyright. For example, like a game like DC Universe Online, the problem isn't that you just have the game, you have the DC universe in it, and you have the dozens of characters, all with their own little IP laws, all with their own little copyrights, etc. Same with World of Warcraft, same with Star Wars The Old Republic, same with Warhammer Online. Unless it's like an entirely brand new IP, I imagine that would be difficult. Unless you manage to carve out some sort of exception where it goes like, okay, but only in this game, and otherwise it's copyright safe, but... There, the government isn't going to give itself lesser rights. Hiro-san Ichiban on Rumble. Tired of the 100 Asian gacha games that come out? They are just boring money sinks. The fact they're popular is an indictment on modern entertainment. See, part of me agrees, but another part of me is also like, yeah, but some of these are just fun to have retarded stuff going on in the background. But there's a lot of slop as well that we could probably have been spared.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
A lot of slop. A lot of slop we could probably have been spared. And the other time, don't you want to run horses? Is that not something you've always desired, to watch horses run? Anime horses? No?
I mean,
No?
the horse girls are very cute.
There you go.
Again, Rice Shower is best girl in my opinion.
191 Redbird. He was a furry that tried to become a firefighter and failed, so he ambushed a fire crew as revenge.
Jeez.
Well, okay, no. You know, furries would actually make pretty good firefighters. Think about it. They're used to very high temperatures inside of those fursuits.
You know, I don't want to think about it. Shut up, Arch.
Well, you should think about it, because those full-on, like, straight-up kigurumi costumes, like, there's no ventilation in this damn thing. And it's covered in fur. Like, it's It's basically an oven. And I want to point that out as well to anyone out there who has the unfortunate affliction of furryhood to the point of like full-on fursuit. The external portion looks like this. Inside, however, is in all due likelihood an extraordinarily sweaty man, covered in his own fluids. Like the stench inside of that thing is in all due likelihood absolutely epic.
You know,
But-
you would think since a lot of furries are like, you know, NASA engineers or computer programmers, other very, very well-paying jobs, they wouldn't have come up with a better ventilation system or a mini air conditioner for the inside of these things.
Wow. See, you say that, but some of the furries actually have. I mean, some of the furries go whole hog with this shit and install like fans and LED lights in it and all kinds of stuff. Some of them are a little bit too into this stuff.
I mean, okay, I've seen these masks before, and like it's pretty cool how some of them have facial tracking on the inside to where it will reflect their emotions based off of face capture. It's pretty neat. Or sometimes if they're not, you know, have that much shit in it, it's just via remote control.
There you go, chap. Officially, Lum has stated that fursuits are pretty neat.
Oh my god. It's like you can at least say that some of them are pretty well crafted, because it does take a lot of talent to be able to make those yourselves or to commission somebody to make them. It's like cosplay. It takes time, patience, and talent to actually make these things.
Continues to dig the grave, chat. Don't let her
Oh
forget
my
this.
fucking god. Arch,
Trick or treat.
I can
Can
say when
smell your
something is
feet?
good craftsmanship. I'm not saying that the person inside of it is a good person. They're probably icky, disgusting. But the person who made it it takes talent.
She continues to pour praise on their kind.
Oh my god. I'm going to physically harm you when you get to the States.
Nightmare. They'll just send the welfare taxes to Israel. Well, yes, but Israel needs your money. You have any idea how expensive it is to bomb Iran?
Very.
But now, Arch, since you've been doing Warhammer Fantasy lore for a long time, what do you think of Bruna the Bounty Hunter? His books are interesting and explore less seen parts of the old world. Well, that was one of my favorite things about the Gotrek and Felix books, too. The fact that they actually wandered into significantly more weird areas, like Kislev and the Deep Wilds and deep fucking crags in the mountains and so on, hunting dragons and all kinds of stuff. I like that. I haven't read the Bounty Hunter books. I've seen them, so I can't really comment over much, but maybe I'll have to pick some of that up. I kind of, since I've given up on all new lore, I've kind of been wondering if I should pick up some of the old books. Because there's still a lot of good old Warhammer Fantasy. The Ambassador series is really good. Well, series is like 2 books, but there were good Black Library books back then. Maybe I'll reread
Ignorant
Gotrek
slut.
and Felix at some point. That's a lot of good stuff. Most next anyone, Waldorf, Los Angeles, Sacramento, and San Francisco. Borman2579, when I was a cashier, we had one couple use EBT cards to buy a case of Red Bull cans. I found out he buys the cans and sells them to a local gas store for the pure profit. EBT is also sales tax exempt.
Yep. There was a couple that did that at the grocery store that I worked at. They would spend all like $900,000 that they had on their EBT card. Just buy chips, 2 liters of soda, just fill up their cart, and then they would sell it to the corner store for cash. And then they'd use that cash to get drugs.
And why wouldn't you? If the system is designed to be exploited, you should exploit the system. It is only good and correct, Lum.
Heck, there's some gas stations in some parts of the ghetto that will let you get alcohol, gas, or whatever else with your EBT card. They'll just ring up something else for the same price as that other product.
David the Red, you can make cheese from potatoes and carrots. It's actually pretty good. It might satisfy Lum's question for all types of foot cheese. Ooh.
Ugh.
And $5 to a fund of Lumi's choice.
What are the funds right now?
Too many to count.
All right, Curry.
Curry.
I hear that you're very close to getting that fully funded.
Not really. It's $1,200, and we've only got like 2 months left at this point. So I'm thinking chat's probably going to lose out on the curry.
I don't know. I will have to advertise that a bit more so people can get that funded. I believe in chat. They could get that funded in 2 months.
And I swallow my own spittle.
Okay. Do you need to get a drink?
And I see Raven there said, apparently Edge Runners 2 is announced. Yes, so that was fucking unavoidable, probably. Did you watch Edge Runners, Lum?
Yes, I did.
Oh god, something you watched, but it is current, so... I loved Edge Runners. I fucking adored it. I really, really, really liked it a fucking lot. Far more than I expected to like it. Although it also made me really upset, because I was looking at the story in Edge Runners, and I'm like, why the fuck wasn't this the story in Cyberpunk 2077? The Cyberpunk 2077 story is fucking awful. It's terrible. It's garbage. Why didn't they just do this? Because apparently this talent was already connected to CD Projekt Red, so why the fuck didn't they do this instead? This would have been an amazing story. Like, if at the end of the game your ass is gonna get dead anyways, at least give me a romance leading up to it instead of fucking Johnny Silverhand calling me a douchebag for half the game. And then, god damn it.
Mm-hmm. But also don't forget, everybody, the second season isn't a continuation off of, like, you know, the already dead crew that we're seeing in front of us. It's
of course.
Brand new story.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a continuation either. Like those people are dead, and that was the point of it. The point of Edge Runners is because the idea of Night City is that there are no good endings. It's supposed to be a grim, dark setting where everybody gets fucked in the end, and it's all just a race to stay unfucked for as long as possible. The fact that at least one person survived, if anything, already makes it a surprisingly happy story by Cyberpunk standards.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have some complaint, like the main character, what was his name? Levi? Levy? Remy?
David.
Something like that? What?
David?
David was his name.
I think it was David, yes.
Retard. And I hated him a lot. But the entire point was everybody needs to die. Like, it's supposed to be horrible, it's supposed to be tragic. He loses his family, finds a new one, loses that one too. They need to do the same thing in the second season. Like, you can't start pulling punches with this particular setting. You can't start having happy endings. And this, incidentally, again, is why it works in a series format. When I am watching this story, it's fine for the main character to die. If you get me invested in him and then Yito Cheeto his ass, so long as it's done well, that'll be intriguing and emotional. However, in a video game, in 2077 the game, you dying, that makes it feel fucking pointless, because I'm not watching a character, I am the character. And if the end of my road is getting fucking killed by a brain cyst, why the fuck am I even playing?
Yeah.
Seriously, the Cyberpunk 2077 should basically have been this story with you as a tertiary character. Like, looking in on this gang, and then at the end of it, you'll have some branching narrative choices where you could either get your ass killed, or survive the crew, and then needing to face living on in Night City without all of your friends. That would have been a fucking soul-wrenching video game ending that I would have loved a lot. So I'm looking forward to season 2. I think season 2 might be actually pretty good. So long as they keep it in the same style as season 1, hopefully.
Do we want to watch the trailer for season 2 since it's out, or do you don't want to risk the possible copyright shit?
It's not a risk, it's a guarantee, Lum Lum. And again, like, that's the difference between a medium you experience firsthand and a medium that you simply watch. And, God. The fucking DLC as well. Oh, that was so fucking unsatisfying. God damn. Cyberpunk 2077. Did you play Cyberpunk 2077, Lum Lum?
Yes.
Like, there's so much of that game that's actually quite good. Like, the graphics are beautiful. Did you play the quest where you're sent to basically deal with a bunch of people who are making like snuff films?
Yes, I went on my way to do that because I like quests like that.
Yeah, like, that was a good quest because, like, you start thinking like, oh, these are just horrible people. They're torturing people for fun, killing them. I'm going to kill all of these. And then you come across a father and a son who's just like, please don't kill us. This is the only way we can earn money. We don't want to do this. We're just fucking video editors. Like, okay. I mean, that's a good twist. Because, yes, they are just video editors. They didn't actually do any of this shit. They're just, cutting clips. At the same time, they're still involved in something that is deeply morally repugnant. So what do? Do you fucking shoot them? Or... like, that was a good quest.
Yeah.
The only problem is, like, it's like the only quest I actually remember from that game.
Heresies.
It's like most of it is very bland, and I hated the fact that all of the quests are just kind of like points on the map, right? So you go there, you get a phone call from the guy who's like, oh yeah, this is your objective. And usually it's just sneak in there, shoot some people or something like that. You don't build a relationship with anyone in Night City. You don't build a relationship with the information brokers, the mission givers, etc. That was really disappointing. It didn't feel like a living world at all. And the closest thing you have to like a permanent companion is Johnny Silverhand, which...
Trick or treat.
His entire presence is ruined by the fact that he's also killing you. It's like, God, so stupid. Oh, and the gangs too. I fucking hate the fact that there basically is no gang system, right? If you walk up to a bunch of tiger claws in the street and just fucking execute them, nobody cares. The police don't give a shit. Like, oh yeah, those were totally criminals. And the gang don't remember that? Like, what? Seriously? The Tiger Claws don't remember that guy who walked up on fire with them and fucking deleted their asses with a shotgun. No problems with this. They're not gonna hold a grudge or anything. Stupid. It's a world that's incredibly beautiful but has no fucking life, no fucking depth to it.
It seemed like Cyberpunk 2077 was a lot of show and no tell.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. A lot of show, no tell. And they tried, like, they had a characters focused quest, like the expansion where they had Idris Elba, but they just... I don't like celebrities in these games because every time I see Idris Elba or see Keanu Reeves, all I think is, that's Idris Elba. I don't think, oh, that's the character from the game. I think just like, oh, I've seen you in movies. I know you're an actor. Yeah. It does nothing for my emotion.
And also, yeah, Yui, whatever the fuck your name is. Whatever they said, Saints Row definitely did do it better.
Treat. Can I smell your feet?
God, I miss the original Saints Row. I have Saints Row 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think I have Gat Out of Hell, but I've never actually played it. Yeah, I need to play Saints Row 3.
Saints Row was an excellent series. Saints Row 1 is probably the weakest of the bunch because they're still very much sort of kind of caught in trying to kind of be like a Grand Theft Auto style game.
Yeah.
Saints Row 2 is excellent. Saints Row 3 is probably the best of the series. I really enjoyed Saints Row 3. And, then they made the new ones. New ones were not very good.
I mean, okay, the new one is not a fucking Saints Row game. I don't give a shit. The fact that they tried giving that shit out for free, not even a year after it was released. Yeah, no. That's not a Saints Row game. That is somebody's college thesis film. I don't care. Fuck them.
And Saints Row 2 also did a great job of building characters. Like, you had a crew, and these crew people had personalities, and they would accompany with you with things and stuff. I like that. There was a lot of good things about the Saints Row franchise, which unfortunately are now dead and gone. We'll never see it again.
Yeah, it's like Saints Row... words. Saints Row definitely started taking off for me when they decided to say, you know what? We're not going to be a GTA clone. We're just going to do our own thing. We're going to be fucking a little silly about it. It's okay.
Yeah. We're going to be over the top crazy.
Yeah. They decided to do their own thing about it. As soon as a developer comes to the realization where they're like, okay, we're never going to be the replacement for this game. Why don't we just have a little more fun with it? And that's when you know the heart is in the development. The developers are having fun. The community is going to have fun. And just the amount of mod support that Saints Row has is incredible. I love it.
Yep, it was good stuff. Now dead and gone forever.
I have lost. Shit.
Hopefully, edge runners will not join it in the dead and gone. But CD Projekt Red 2 has fallen a long way since then. So. We shall see, we shall see. Mr. Frenzy, I like the idea of Anthem, but of course EA had to go and make it shit. Yep. Well, they decided to put a cooldown timer on the Iron Man suit. Like, people are playing this to play Iron Man, and you decided to not let people play Iron Man. This with somehow Anthem's back like Palpatine? I'd be surprised. It's in Hippie saying the MMORPG City of Heroes is still around as City of... That's right. City of Heroes. That was... Was that pre-World of Warcraft? Let's see.
City of Heroes was released April 27th of 2004.
2004. I remember that. A lot of people had a lot of fun with that game, and supposedly it's still now running as on private servers. That's kind of cool. I like that. Chevron, Battle for Middle-earth still has a lot of community support, mods, and servers. And Alien Isolation. That Alien Isolation is getting close now. That's only like $60-70 away, I think. Atonement, Battle of Middle-earth is basically free in ModDB. Sven Halken, Star Wars The Old Republic should have been a whole series of single-player games. One for each story campaign. That would have been great. Sith Warrior and Imperial Agent, best. Yep. No, honestly, they would have been vastly improved by just being single-player games. Much improved. Humble Kriegsman, never thought I would be radicalized through Warhammer, yet here I am. Keep the great work going, Arch. Also, hi, Miss Lumi. I think you are a cool fish, and I'm glad you are Arch's co-host, so thank you both for the fun. Hiccups.
Oh, thank you.
The Dr. Topo, the last Fusion 4 project I've heard, got hit by a cease and desist by Turner, but overall the game itself is self-hostable so you can play it with friends. Man, I wish I had an art book of that game.
Man, it's like people are selling old, like actual old physical game copies with the original case, booklet, and everything on eBay for like $60. Part of me is like, man, I should just pick that up. I don't care if it doesn't really work, but I like the art.
Weird, I think the Elon Trump thing is smoke screen. Elon does have a large stake in China when he is allowed to legally rejoin Doge. When? I don't know. I do not know. Raven Norse, Return of Reckoning, City of Heroes, Villains, DC Universe is exactly what SKG is about, or rather possibility of an ROR solution, because bought should mean bought. Yes, well, again, that's the thing. That's why the Stellar Blade stance on this was so very admirable, where they went like, okay, if you've bought the game, it's your game. You can mod it, you can do whatever you want with it. That's how it should be. The problem is that right now, legally speaking, on Steam, for example, you don't buy anything. You just rent it. It's a rental server that Steam allows you access to. Now, whether or not that would hold up in court is unlikely, of course, but nobody's tried to challenge it yet. Heatseeker, off topic, I finished Andor and came to the realization that none of the white male characters live to see the end of the series. They all die as a direct result of a woman's actions as well. Welcome to Star Wars in the current year, I guess. Sven Hallgren, the EU only exists to make laws. So they do. That they do. I mean, asking the EU to make a law, at least it's playing to their strengths. Zonta, thank God the Mech Teriyaki chicken's limited time, or I'd be fat as Dev. At least I burn it off, and more of the 138 kilometer I biked over the past 2 days. Lazy bitch, get off the bike, run, woman. That's next anyone. I expect that monkey's paw to curl up into a fist, then magically fly into the air straight into your rhymes with Mick a couple thousand times over. Pip Pakistani National, stop killing game implies that gamers don't have self-respect and or self-control to not give money to companies that make online games. Well, we haven't been able to so far, fortunately. Sanathis, I've been informed that Blue Archive and Nikki apparently have amazing story despite being waifu gachas. So far, I was playing the Brown Dust game. That one actually has a really good story that I actually quite enjoyed. Nikki...
Did Savvy talk you into playing Brown Dust?
Nah, Boog.
Oh, Boog. Hey, Boog, you can yap at Savvy about Brown Dust and how much you like the delicious women in there.
Nikki apparently has a pretty good one, yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Blue Archive, I wouldn't know. I played a tiny little bit of it, and I was like, meh. Drivey, Rome needs more battles and a bigger budget. I don't think it could have had a bigger budget. It was the most expensive TV show at the time. It was a big deal. That's next anyone. Did you know Ubisoft has terms in their EULA that makes it that you have to destroy any physical copies of a game they no longer support? Yes, I've seen that, which is entirely fucking normal. Like, yeah, no, if we stop supporting it, you're gonna break the disc, bro. No. Nightmare. Lumi wants to see the Odyssey out of a burning love for Tom Holland and Zendaya.
No.
God, you have terrible taste in women, Lum.
You know, besides the first Spider-Man movie that Tom Holland was in, I don't think I've ever actually watched a film with Tom Holland in it. And Zendaya, I think the only movie that I watched with her in it was the first Spider-Man movie that Tom Holland was in. I don't watch many modern movies at the moment. So besides that one movie, I haven't seen them in any movies. I've been avoiding them on purpose.
Velato, hello Arch and Lumi. Have you seen the new trailer for Edgerunners 2? It's on Cyberpunk 2077 YouTube. We have not seen it, and we can't on YouTube because YouTube. But I am excited. I'm very excited. I am hoping it will be good. Now, before we get completely lost again, so a couple of little interesting things too. The bricking of the switches is running into legal issues in Brazil, of all fucking places, by the way. So, for those of you who are unaware, Nintendo added in a little doomsday device into the Switch 2, which allows them to basically kill the console if, in their sole discretion and purview, they believe that the console has been tampered with. So if they decide, oh, you've done something bad with our console, they can brick it externally the moment you connect it to the internet. They know where you are, they know what you're doing with it, they are getting reports from it, it's phoning home, and they can kill it if they so choose. This is now receiving a legal challenge, at the very least in Brazil, as this can't be legal. Surely this can't actually be legal, right? A company goes, hey, we reserve the right to break your thing if we determine that you're not using it properly. What the fuck?
I mean, that's like, that's like somebody from like, you know, well, what's a home appliance company? Oh, I'll just name a car. Fucking, like, it would be like a representative from Toyota, whatever. Just showing up and it's like, okay, you're not driving our car right, and they just set it on fire and blow it up.
You know, it is. It is. You open your fridge one day, and he beeps at you like, beep, I'm sorry, we've turned off your refrigerator because you've used it incorrectly. Oh.
Yep. Or hey, yeah, you put too much. You put too much laundry detergent in your washer. Whirlpool just self-destructs your washer and dryer.
It's all ridiculous, and
Trick or treat.
surely this must be in violation of some consumer rights, you'd think. Whether or not it is, guess we'll find out.
Someone says that it sounds like something BMW would do.
I do hope that this will actually meet some more pushback, as right now it has met very little legal pushback, and that upsets me, so.
Oh, well, it's like, how well did Nintendo's lawyers word this in a new contract or some shit like that? Because, I don't know. I don't speak legalese. I don't look into shit like this because there's too many words that I don't know. So, yeah. I don't know.
Stop that.
The fuck?
You
What?
ignorant
Did you
slut.
open up your ASMR folder on accident again?
No, that was just porn. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Where was it? Oh, there it is. There we go. I put this in my porn folder too because this makes my pee-pee hard. So, the Doctor Who show that's probably just dead now. That is probably actually just fucking dead now. It's come out that the reason why they went with, Black Doctor, female Doctor, etc., was all because they wanted to move away from the very straight, masculine, and testosterone-y science fiction.
What the fuck?
Reflecting on recent work with Doctor Who, showrunner Russell T Davies revealed that one of his driving goals since taking the reins again was to steer the show away from what he called very straight, very masculine, very testosterone-y science fiction.
Fuck off, Russell T Davies.
Taking an interview with Your Master, Dave responded to a comment suggesting the show had properly tapped into the LGBT side this time around. So, yep, God, this is the thing we've been talking about, right? They want to replace their audience. They don't like you. They don't like their audience. They want the gay audience. And they're convinced that there's so many gay people out there that they'll totally manage to eclipse you. Wasn't it? I think the new doctor, Dr. Nugati, or whatever the fuck's name was, for everyone who stops watching will replace you with 3 more diverse individuals. Yeah. Didn't work out so well.
Nope. And like, okay, we're getting to the point of like, oh, we're gonna be so progressive, blah 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 blah. Is that a lot of people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever, they want to separate themselves completely from the TQ plus and the rest of the crazies in the modern day movement. because a lot of them were just like, no, we don't want any part of this. We already fought for our rights, legal marriage, like we can marry legally, everything like that. We got what we asked for. We just want to live like normal people. But then the new waves of people were born, and they decided to get a little uppity about it.
More than a little. And of course, Doctor Who's ratings have taken a beating throughout. Less and less people are watching. At this point, there are YouTubers who get more views per episode than Doctor Who does, and with significantly lower production cost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, part of it's kind of tragic, because this is a venerable franchise that has been airing for a ridiculous amount of years, with, how many seasons now? How many fucking seasons of Doctor Who are there?
It is a lot.
It is a lot. Let's see. 175 episodes. 175 fucking episodes. Season 11. Right, there you go. Been running for a while.
New Who had 13 seasons. Yeah, New Who did. The old one. The old one, I don't. Let's see. How many total seasons? There's 41 total seasons from 1963 to present.
Like, that is kind of insane. 40 plus seasons. Good God.
Yeah. Classic series had 26 seasons running from 1963 to 1989. Then the Revive series has a total of 15 seasons from 2005 to present day.
This is a 60-year-old show fucking murdered by a couple of women and a black guy. Jesus. And all because the audience that had been watching for 60 fucking years were too straight, too masculine, and too testosterone-y for the showrunner.
Man, I guess all the women who really enjoyed Doctor Who during that time were men, and too testosterone as well. Also, testosterone sounds like a new pasta type.
I don't know. That sounds like something you'd be, cracking eggs with and testicles with. I don't like it.
Yes, let me use this testosterone to break your balls real quick.
See, the problem is Lum is probably into CBT, so I don't like the way you say that. You already admitted on multiple occasions you're into gore and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. I do enjoy gore. It is very it's funny. Whenever a friend of mine says that, like, after they post something spicy on social media and then they get sent death threats or gore, I just straight up say, hey, don't send them the gore, just send it to me instead. It's okay. You know what? Maybe I should start tweeting controversial things and then people just start sending me stuff. And then I can just reply with, wow, thanks. Saves to my folder.
Lum is definitely into the CBT thing, so be aware of that, chat.
I fear for Moose Man. Moose Man is completely fine. He is happy. He is content. Hush! I love you. Yay!
Every time concerns about Moose Man's well-being are raised, you hear a Moose Man in the background followed by a "shut up, my Lum." We're gonna... where did you say you live again? Could we get health and social services over there, maybe, to check on the welfare of your husband?
Oh, he's fine.
I don't know. But on the bright side, at least Dr. Nugatti's balls have been adequately crushed now, and somehow I doubt that the new female doctor is going to be rallying viewership numbers anytime soon. So farewell to a 60-year-old franchise, and may it rest in peace. Something else that's dying a little bit is video gaming. So, I've constantly been annoyed by the low level of taste that people have these days, largely by interacting with Lum, who's like, Rome? Some kind of like pasta or something? No. No Lum. Just out of my own personal fear. Did you watch Gladiator?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Thank God. But a lot of new people, the reason why they're willing to accept so much in the way of bad television and video games is because they don't know any better. They haven't played the old greats. They haven't watched the old amazing TV series that we did. And so maybe they'd just be willing to eat whatever shit the companies shovel down their gullets indefinitely. This is proving to not be true, as we've seen a 25% decline in video game sales amongst young people in the US over the course of the last year. A quarter of sales just gone. That's fucking massive.
It's like, I don't know exactly what would be the thing that would be stopping this. Granted, a lot of people, for some reason, have this mindset that, like, similar to how parents, grandparents, and everything thought that video games are a waste of time. You shouldn't be playing them. You should be doing something else productive with your life. It seems like with like the hustle culture and everything that people do have, it's just kind of non-stop work, trying to get money, trying to get whatever else.
Might be. There's definitely a potential for just people not having time anymore. But I also think that it's just the decrease in quality. Now, the economy is worse, so people are going to be buying less. People are going to need to work more. You know, all of these things are true. But it's also just the games we had. Like, in the year 2000 is my perfect example. You had such an amazing year. Counter-Strike, Deus Ex, Tony Hawk's, The Sims, a fucking Baldur's Gate, Diablo 2, a Sacrifice, Majora's Mask, Perfect Dark, Hitman, all in one fucking year. Like, it was absurd. It was just ridiculous quality after ridiculous quality release. These days, if we get one high-quality game a year, that's something to celebrate.
Or it's like, no, here's another thing. Because a lot of kids, they just played the same two games. It's either Minecraft, or they don't spend any money unless they want to get like the stupid little cosmetics, or they play Fortnite, where they'll buy the V-Bucks and get cosmetics from there. They're not playing other games. They're not diversifying their game. Yes, they can buy some of the older games that are available on Steam or GOG or wherever else, but they don't go out of their way to find those games. I could speak from experience with my own kid. She doesn't play any other game. It's like, because of the Steam family library system, I gave her access to like almost my entire Steam library, obviously excluding some games that she can't play till she's older, or I refuse to let her play till she's older.
Souls of the Damned.
Shut up. Anyways, it's like she has access to so many games, but she plays the same 3 games, which is Fortnite, Minecraft, and she does play Muse Dash, but she likes rhythm games.
Yeah, that's another one too. Fucking Fortnite is such a ridiculous thing. I don't even know how they achieved this. It baffles the mind completely, in my opinion. But it's just a cultural phenomenon. Everyone plays that now. Like, kids wish for Roblox as like Christmas presents now, instead of toys, instead of other games. Like, oh, I just want digital currency that I can splurge on this retarded online game. Like,
Yep. It's like no wonder Fortnite had this huge class action lawsuit that is finally finally getting settled. A bunch of money is being returned to parents who did join in under this lawsuit to get all their money back from their kids mistakenly, quote unquote, mistakenly using their credit cards and shit for to buy V-Bucks. Let me see if I can find the total again.
Yeah, that too is a fairly common thing. Because kids, of course, don't understand what money is, and so they'll just use it. Yeah, especially when it's their parents' money, of course.
Let's see. The FTC is sending 969,173 payments totaling more than $126 million to Fortnite players in the U.S. who were charged for unwanted purchases and filed a claim by February 14th, 2025. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs when it comes to the gaming with kids of today. Just the exact same thing over and over. They just want in-game currency for Fortnite or Roblox or shit like that. And unfortunately, these companies they definitely know how to capture the audience that they want.
Yeah, and the worst part is they know how to keep them captured for just seemingly ever.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it might have something to do with the closed-off infrastructure of it. Like, because if you're playing a game like Fortnite that constantly has new things all the time, it does a thing with the Superman, does a thing with Lego or Squid Game or whatever, right? Technically, it's kind of giving you new game vibes continuously.
And people can build their own maps and game modes too.
Yeah, so you kind of keep the audience trapped in the game forever.
Honestly, I think Fortnite. I hate saying this, but I think Fortnite is the Gen Z, Gen Alpha version of Gmod.
Yeah. But at least Gmod came attached to something, else. Sort of, at least.
Yeah.
It is upsetting. I do not like it. I do not like it.
I do. I hate it. But they're getting an assload of money. They keep getting new partnerships. They keep releasing new things. Heck, even my kid was kind of complaining about the game where she said that there were some limited items that she got a few years ago that one would rightfully assume that would never be released again because it was limited to that thing only. And now they're bringing it back to the store for people to pay an inflated price for it.
Well, yeah, the fear of missing out is a powerful tool. And when it comes to selling shit like that, you sell it initially going like, no, this will only happen once. And then after it's been a while, credit card, please.
Well, it's like the thing is that she for this specific thing, she didn't even pay. She didn't ask me to pay money for it. It was a free in-game event. They just decided to bring it back for the people who missed out on it.
Open wallet, receive in-game skin.
Yep.
I fucking hate it. But again, that explains why people aren't spending any money on it anymore. They're all trapped in Fortnite. And those who aren't trapped in Fortnite, well, they barely even know what games are releasing anymore. It's all, just strange secrets to them now.
Mm-hmm.
Annoying. But it also does mean that the industry might need to actually start making some more riveting games. Because surely, if something... It would be interesting to have the... Oh, we have small Lum Lum. Okay, we should make small Lum Lum then.
Oh, let me switch my Fugi over then.
Thank you for reaching the small Lum Lum goal as well, chat. Thank you.
There you go.
It would be very interesting to see what would happen if we basically introduced the quality of games from 2000 into today's environment. Like, would people stop playing Fortnite to play a Diablo 2? Would they stop playing Fortnite to play a Hitman, to play a Sacrifice, to play a Counter-Strike, to play a Baldur's Gate? Like, does quality actually affect this? Or have we gotten so good at making the fucking Skinner box that young people are just stuck in it forever now?
Unfortunately, until Fortnite does something that just really puts a bitter taste in the players' mouths, I don't think that people will just leave. It sucks, but there's multiple game modes in Fortnite to where people will just stay. I mean, essentially, they brought back Guitar Hero in Fortnite. They have a Lego in Fortnite. It's just, there's a lot to do in there. And that's how they get you stuck in there. That's how they keep you.
Yep, constantly adding new things.
Game hub. Yep.
Yep, and then of course it's popular, so all of the friends at school play the game. Your friends play the game. You go online, talk about the game, talk about the next events in the game, the skins, and so on. Ugh.
Yeah, and then there's those quote unquote live concerts that they do that servers will absolutely overload because so many people are trying to get on at the exact same time.
Now, an interesting potential challenger to all of this, though, is the upcoming Grand Theft Auto game.
Mm-hmm.
So, Grand Theft Auto 5, of course, sold more than anything else ever. Straight up. And 6, I think there were reports that it cost like $1 billion or something absurd like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna get to see what $1 billion video game fucking looks like and what it does. If it's good, perhaps it will just redefine gaming, and now everyone will just play that instead with its stupid online segment. Maybe that will draw people away. Maybe as the Fortnite generation grows up, Grand Theft Auto will be the next hot thing, maybe? But the problem then is it still going to be Grand Theft Auto? And I don't think it is, because Grand Theft Auto was always a very edgy series about crime and doing horrible shit and being a bit of a douchebag. And in 6 now, you see in the trailer, they just fell on hard times. They don't have any choice but to be vicious criminals and shit. Not really Grand Theft Auto.
You know what I want instead? I want a new Red Dead Redemption game. Either one of two ways that they can do this. We get to see the Jack Marston story. We already know that he lives to be like 92 years old. He sees all the wars and shit. So why can't we have a game about Jack Marston? Or we can go even further back during the formation of the Vanderlyn gang. I like Red Dead Redemption. It's so good.
You do like Red Dead Redemption, it's true.
I know we'll never get another one. That'll be good.
Well, I mean, they'll finish working on Grand Theft Auto at some point, and they'll have to make something else. Maybe. Possibly.
Can we get Bully? You could get Bully.
No.
Oh.
It's definitely not the right kind of environment and year for Bully, no.
I know. Wasn't the first Red Dead John story? Yes. That took place after the events of Red Dead Redemption 2.
I kind of just want the video game market to fucking crash. I kind of want it
me
to
too.
die. Reset it all. Going back to making good video games instead. That'd be fun. I'd like that. And hey, with a 25% dip in spending in one of the most important age groups, maybe there is hope still.
Yeah, but then it's like, well, we'll definitely see like a dip in AAA games, and then the rise of the indies will happen. People with actual heart for video gaming will be coming back. That is honestly the best outcome that we can hope for. AAA crashes, they just stop releasing games, they cancel a bunch of projects. Then indies just start releasing their stuff, and just we need to support indie devs a lot more than the mainstream devs and companies and shit like that. There's a neat little game that I played the demo for last night. It was called Shift at Midnight, where you play as a gas station attendant, and you have to
Ignorant
see who's
slut.
a doppelganger and who's not. And it's like it's a neat little game. I think you would like how simple it is. Spooky.
Poppin' Fresh J gifted 5 subscriptions on Kick. Thank you, Poppin' Fresh. Thank you. I like Kick. You should watch on Kick. You should go over to Kick. Kick is good. It gives money for you just watching. Go to Kick now. Kick is your friend. It is a bigger friend to you than YouTube is. It likes
I think
you
as
more.
soon as Kick adds the ability to super chat or a similar thing, a lot more people will move over there.
Hiro-san Ichiban, Mooseman, scream takey if you are in danger. Wakilda, Lumi, do not disappoint Chad. What is the metal bar between the blade and handle of a sword called? What is a single one of them called?
What?
The metal thing on
Single
the sword.
bar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of metal pieces on a sword. Is he talking about the crossguard?
I do believe so, yes. Lumi got it correct.
Shad already gave me a lesson and a quiz on the parts of a sword when I was on his podcast last Monday. He was pleasantly surprised that I knew what a tang was. And I was proud of myself for remembering what a tang was.
As you should be. Sven Hollyman, the Odyssey reads like an incompetent navigator, desperately making shit up to explain how they took 10 years to get home in the Mediterranean. The gods did it, you see. Jackson Voorhees, Lums' feet will be plenty sweaty in the steel mill. That's true. Like, after a shift, her feet will be covered in all kinds of, like, light, steely dust and stuff, and all kinds of warm, goopy wetness. Oh, terrible. You could probably sell your work shoes.
Shut up.
Silly Biscuit for 20. Arch, I got my finger torn off at work last week. You shouldn't do that. And I've been dealing with bullshit from everyone ever since. Thanks for making me laugh for the first time all week. Here's 20 to go buy more delicious pastries. Hello, Lum Lum.
Hi.
I am sorry to hear that you don't have a finger anymore. That is unfortunate. You shouldn't tear your fingers off, although you might still have fingers. They could have put it back on again. My uncle managed to cut off the tip of his middle finger with a bandsaw. Now bandsaws are safe. You could put your pee-pee on a bandsaw, and it wouldn't chop it off. I wouldn't recommend it, but
Have you tested that out yourself, Arch?
I've seen them do it with sausages, so I believe it.
Okay.
I hope you grow better. I hope you grow better. Yes, I hope your finger grows back.
Just simply be a lizard. Grow it back.
Lurker, stop lying, Arch. Furries made Cooling West. They sell to NASA. Well, they probably did. Yeah, they probably did. But still. But SV Titan, apparently there's another season of Gate coming, following the destroyer crew on the seas of the Special Economic Zone. That could be interesting. I didn't like the first season of Gate that much. It didn't manage to capture the feel of the manga very well, in my opinion, so I don't like it too much. But second season, maybe they do better. There's there's a kaiju manga that I sort of kind of like. What the fuck was his name? Ah, there we go. That's the one. So, this one, Paranormal Disaster Task Force is apparently the name. This is a realistic take on kaijus, where basically there are giant monsters that are starting to appearing in Japan, and it deals with them from the perspective of the Japanese self-defense force and politicians and stuff. It has very much kind of a Shin Gojira style feel to it, where you watch how the government would realistically handle a kaiju showing up. And I like that. I like all of the ethical and moral considerations and the politicking around it. Like, we can't just bomb it. It's the middle of a city. Yeah, but, you know, it's going to destroy the city if we don't bomb it, so what do we do? I like that. It's neat. Dracus Luthor, counterpoint. Hyper Light Drifter ends with the main character, the Drifter, succumbing to his illness and dying slowly in the darkness. Terminal endings can work in games when you're not the MC. Well, yes, exactly. That's my point. Endings can work like that in games, but it can't work for the main character because it makes it all feel pointless. Missing Jin, you do survive in Cyberpunk 27 without your friends. It's called Phantom Liberty DLC. It adds that ending where you survive, everyone is gone you knew, and you lose your cybernetics. That's true, yes. The fucking sad ending where you just... everyone disowns you, you know nothing, you become nobody, and you just live like a bum in Night City, which... isn't a much better ending. One-Eyed Gamer, Lum, you need to get Arch to do reaction slop on one of the following: Greylock, Marble Hornets, or Gemini Home Entertainment.
You know, I don't think Arch would be one to watch Marble Hornets. Marble Hornets is a very niche thing, that's for fucking sure. As during the whole creepypasta craze during 2012 to 2016. The other ones I'll have to look into, but I don't know. Arch is picky when it comes to watching things.
I am, but if it's related to creepypastas, I might, because I actually quite enjoy creepypastas.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, well, that opens up a new door of things that I can have you watch. Because I used to do narrations back before I did VTubing. You know what? I wonder if I could get a couple of... Actually, no, because a lot of those people are very left-leaning, so never mind, scratch out those names. But now I'll get you to watch some other things.
It's good background music, I found. It's like a nice little creepy story in the background. I like that. Plus, I've always been a fan of the mythology and the lore behind monsters and stuff. I just don't like playing the horror parts of it.
Get Wendigoon on? Man, trying to get Wendigoon on here would be an achievement of its own. You know what? I'll see if his DMs are open. If not, I'll send him an email.
Yeah, well, not here. Ended the son, left the father alive, just like the man who put out the contract, his own medicine. Also, do you have Pan Am? That is a romance. Ah, I am beginning to recollect what this is about now. You did... Okay, so the romances in Cyberpunk, they're not terrible, but they're too short. That's the issue. Like, Pan Am's romance was okay. I prefer Judy, actually. Judy is my preferred romance in that game. The Judy romance is excellent, but the problem is, you do the underwater city place for like, oh, this used to be my home. Look at all this cool stuff. That was a really, really cool quest. And then it just stops. It just ends, and you never hear from that character again, except I think in the Phantom Liberty DLC, they patched in, like, they send you a couple of fucking text messages. Which, God, you know, that would actually, like, that would actually work out really well as a larger part of the story, like getting text messages or random phone calls from your romance partner. That would be really cool. It would add a sense of livingness to the world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But when it's just like one, it just feels like a fucking DLC patch add-on. It's like, bing, hey, do you remember me? Like, I guess your quest line ended like a few years ago, but
You remember me? Do I owe you child support? Why are you texting me?
yes. Visit, they added date night, did they? Did they? See, that I like. Honestly, my hope for Cyberpunk, the sequel, which they're working on right now, is basically that they just do edge runners. They get the edge runner guy to basically write the script, and they put you in a gang with a bunch of really cool, really memorable, interesting characters. And then the story isn't just about you, it's about the people you meet along the way. Because that was what Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to be about, and it's kind of what it feels like they cut out of the game. Like when you meet Jackie, and he feels like he's supposed to be a long-term companion character. But you do one mission with him, then you get a flashback of all of the fun you could have had with him, and then he dies. So fucking stupid. I hate that.
Jackie should have been around for at least a little longer. It just feels like they were building up to, like, okay, yes, he is our best friend. It is implied that he is our best friend because of, you know,
flashbacks,
friendship of circumstance and everything like that. But, like, come on, just a little bit more build up, and then he could kill him off. Get that real stab in the heart. But no, it was like, okay, yes, okay, now he's gone. And I'm like, okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, because do you remember you actually have like a bit of a crew before being like you've got Jackie and you've got your netrunner. His name I never remember. But you got Jackie, you got your netrunner, and you've got the big fat guy who's like your contact giving you missions, right?
Yeah.
That should have been your gang for a while. You should have done like half a dozen or more missions with that gang, getting real relationship with them, and then you can kill them, and then you can introduce new characters. Because then you've got kind of a fear that those new characters are going to be taken away from you in the exact same way. You've got a closer connection to them, and you'll have a bunch of characters that you have already lost along the way. That felt like what they were intending to do with Cyberpunk, but they didn't.
It's like, okay, I would have loved to have the character build-up, character relationship build-up of Red Dead Redemption 2 in Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
Because okay, I know in Red Dead 2, you have to choose to build up these relationships to learn more about the characters. Because you could just speed run through the entire main quest and not form any connection. But that's literally with any game. If you don't take the time to do the side stuff, then you're not gonna get any deeper narrative or whatever. But if you do that, if you do the side quests with each of the characters throughout each of the chapters, you decide to listen to in-camp interactions and everything like that, you feel like you're building a bond between Arthur and, like, for example, Lenny. I fucking love the Lenny scene in the bar where you just get hammered out of your ass and you just see Lenny everywhere. And how he dies is just you don't even have time to process what the hell happened. Arthur doesn't even have time to process because you're being chased. You can't even go back to get his body.
Guarantees citizenship.
It's one of those things where, okay, that was a person that Arthur is very close to, and suddenly he's gone now.
Yep.
That is good writing. Ugh.
It's what they should have done in Cyberpunk and just didn't.
Yep.
Oh, God. If you're Corporal V as well, you get fucked even harder, because the only other Corpo character you can romance is Meredith Stout, who isn't even a romance. She shows up randomly, screws you, and then you never see or hear from her ever again.
I mean, you can see her again. She's just dead at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Nope, I did not know that.
Yeah, she gets her feet cemented.
I would have liked to actually been a part of that. Cyberpunk is a silly fucking video game that was massively overhyped and delivered not enough. Cities v Titan can't hold a grudge if there's no witnesses. That's true. If you kill everybody that could possibly hold a grudge against you, they won't. Most next anyone, Saints Row Reboot, Kill My Hope for Free Space 3. And I still have my physical City of Heroes disc. Ah, Free Space.
Okay, here. I'll put this in live links, but you can, if you go back, you can find her right off the pier.
Interesting. I was not aware of that. Familiar face from my past life. See, they should have. Oh God, that's really retarded. So she gets killed. There should have been that. Again, it feels like a storyline that they didn't finish, because that would have been interesting. Build a relationship. She starts getting all worried. You know, oh God, something I've done come to light. Oh my God, I'm so worried. Build up on the fear a little bit. Try to calm her down. And eventually, she just gets abducted. Sends you one last cryptic message, and she's dead. Right? That would have been a great story. But no. Valamir, this reminds me of Watch Dogs. WD1, Aiden was morally conflicted career criminal. Watch Dogs 2, San Fran, rebellious rich kid. Both can gun down legions. Mr. Rich Low Pitch, Nintendo did to the Switch 2 what the Israelis did to the pages. Well, at least the one doesn't kill you, so... The pages were still fun, though. I would have liked it even better if they had booby-trapped consoles to kill terrorists with. That would have been just beautiful.
Heresy's the question.
Mouse Next Anyone, Nintendo would face legal trouble from the US military if they did that to a Switch that's on base. Not kidding, that's a security breach right there. If the device is phone home while on a military network. I hope Nintendo gets in legal trouble with all kinds of people. Marksman, coming soon. Lumi's Footwater, heated by molten American steel. Lumi's product line continues to grow. What is today's a little dictator? Oh, and where's the fund for friendship with benefits at? Let's see. My Little Dictator is, I believe, funded. Isn't it?
Oh yeah, I was gifted My Little Dictator the other day.
My Little Dictator is funded. Friendship with benefits is at $380. Where were we? Where were I? Where was I? That's a good question. There I was. Nikoli Vuldkif, City of Heroes villain, still best superhero game, and has official fan-run servers. He's almost a great example of this. Character Creator is still the best ever created. I have not played it, so I will take your word for it. Hayden Wayne, I just got my girlfriend's son set up with his first gaming PC. He wanted Minecraft and Roblox. I've set him up with a Steam account, and his mother and I are going to try to get him to play some other games and classics. Good. Deny him Minecraft and Roblox. Get him to play Factorio instead. Much better. Much better. Most the next anyone, play Red Dead Revolver from Capcom. That was the start.
Yes. You know, I like that they decided to keep the Red Harlow theory going with Uncle. that he was actually Red Harlow from Red Dead Revolver.
Dracus Luthus, the Drifter is the MC in Hyperlight Drifter, and he still dies. It's more about the MC not being a self-insert instead of being their own character. Marksman, don't forget CD Projekt Red almost sabotage Edge Runners. They want to remove Rebecca. The studio Trigger, who was in charge of the anime, said Lolly must stay. The Lolly stays. I don't trust CD Projekt Red anymore. For Friendship Fund. Does Lumi know this game? Does Lumi know friendship is magic? Does she?
I watched Friendship is Magic because Kiddo liked My Little Pony when she was a kid. Well, when she was younger. Do you know how many times I had to go to Build-A-Bear Workshop to get a My Little Pony plush for her?
I
But now
don't
she grew out
know.
of it. She's now growing out of it. But I told her, no, we're not just throwing away the plushies. I spent $60 on each of those. Those stay. She was like, okay.
Well, you could always just, make a little army out of them and mechanize them. Have them walk around your house as little tripping hazards.
I could.
Sneeze. Mustache anyone? New Jackie was gone the instant I played that game. And Cyberpunk trailer made that clear to me. Wait, she got cemented? How and when?
Heresy is the question.
Well, now we know.
Fire is the answer.
How and when, we don't know, but we know that she's dead. Here, she gets cemented if you double-cross her at the factory. If you do that, no romance, but it's only a one-off. Aha! Okay, so that's so she gets cemented if you don't romance her. Only the dick can save her. Well, there's a certain thematic that I like to that, I suppose. And I do absolutely believe, by the way, that Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red might sabotage more Cyberpunk, because they're a very woke company now, but I guess the new Witcher game will kind of be the litmus test for that. We'll see, I doubt it, though. The new Witcher game is looking weird. I'd be surprised if it turned out to be good. And Trify. Regarding Cyberpunk being overhyped, I distinctly recall an awesome commercial for it around 2010-ish, with slow motion bullets flying and hitting some Terminator lady to an epic song. Was that real or just my imagination? No, that was real. That did actually happen. There was a whole trailer with that, which looked really great and got a lot of people incredibly hyped for the game. And none of that was actually in the game. Well, you can get the Mantis claws, but the chick isn't in there. That the quest line or anything with that isn't in there or anything, so no is the answer. God, that would have been fun too, because they were clearly initially trying to maybe go for more of a cyber psychoses sort of kind of thing, as they've also got that quest line where you have to go and hunt down people who have fallen to cyber psychoses, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could have been interesting, more of a focus on that, having one of your friends fall to cyber psychosis, trying to stop them and all of that. But they didn't. They didn't do that. Instead, there's a couple of off-screen cutscenes where they sort of referencing it.
Chat says she's actually in the game in a very obscure side quest.
Is she? Oh, there you go. I also learned that apparently there's a quest where you escort a K-pop idol or something for one quest and then you never see her again.
It just seems like they had a lot of ideas on what they wanted to do with the game and only partially implemented everything that they probably had on the drawing board.
Yeah, they had a lot of ideas, but all scatterbrained. So let's do a little bit of this, and they did that for 5 minutes. Let's do a little bit of this. They did that for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm hoping still the second one will be better. I hope the second one will be better. I doubt it, but I hope. Again, because CD Projekt Red is just on a downward arc at this point. I don't think it's going to recover. If it does, it'll be the first company that actually will recover. Small odds. Small fucking odds indeed. Pretty Siri or ugly Siri. Yep, that will be the litmus test for the Witcher game. I don't know. The recent trailer they did, it's difficult to tell if they've actually changed anything with Siri's look or not. It kind of looks like it, but at the same time, it's all trailer quality, so yeah. What does Lum think? You think it'll be good? Do you think it'll be bad?
I mean, if it's Trigger still working on it and stuff, I will be cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yes, cautiously optimistic. Because the last time I was cautiously optimistic about anything was the new season of Love, Death, and Robots, and that was absolutely fucking shit. Because it got popular, and then it just turned into absolute fucking trash. Sigh.
Becoming popular are the problem.
Yes. Everything needs to stay obscure and niche, and no one else should discover it. Because that's when things start falling, when popularity hits, because then people sell out. Like, for example, I know this happened earlier in the week. I don't know if Arch talked about it, but for anyone familiar with the game, ready or not, that is getting a console release coming up really soon. They are censoring some things because the ESRB demands it of them. I don't know why they have to censor anything, because games like Cyberpunk, GTA, and other similar games that have the exact same amount of violence, or sometimes even worse, can just stay the same the way they are. Void Interactive sold the fuck out. And it fucking sucks. And it's like, I wish they would just have 2 separate builds of the game. There's plenty of games that have 2 separate builds for consoles and PC. Baldur's Gate 3 has 2 separate builds for PC and console. That's why the console releases are a little bit delayed, because they wait for console approval.
Well, the thing you like is popular now, and you're just gonna have to watch it die.
Shut up.
It's just how things are.
Heresy's the question. Fire is
None
the
of the
answer.
things you like will ever survive becoming popular. It is a lesson we have learned now. God willing, future generations will not need to suffer this pain, but it's unlikely.
Heresy's the question.
Yeah.
Fire is the answer.
Dreyfy, yeah, someone mentioned it in the chat, and I'm starting to recall the trailer, that trailer song, Personal Responsibility. Trailer song? What? Yeah. Maranga 2, have you told Lum the tale of Ego Queen Alexis? I haven't. Nor is there much to tell,
What's
honestly. Crazy woman. Well, yes.
Okay.
For YouTube legal reasons. YouTube legal reasons are important to abide by, chat. Otherwise, we'll get strikes like Coconut did. Although that was mostly dev. Ripinol, if you like Witcher, check Blood of the Dawnwalker. I am going to keep a little eye on that, yes, because it does look kind of cool. And you get to play, hiccups, a vampire, which is always fun and engaging as well. Who doesn't like being a vampire? Unfortunately, you play as a male vampire instead of a sexy female vampire, so that's a massive downgrade, but... And Maranga 2. One for Lum. Read Iron Road is better than Love, Death, and Robots. It's all horror themed too. Red Iron Road.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I will definitely give this a watch. Horror anthology series.
It has a picture of Santa Claus. There's a surprising amount of horror stories featuring Santa Claus.
I'll definitely watch this while I play 7 Days to Die. Oh yeah, I got into 7 Days to Die because I got a free code for it. I like it. It's fun. I survived my first horde, like Blood Moon Horde. It was quite fun, quite amusing.
I have.
And
lost.
chat was saying you need to get Arch to play this, and I said I don't think Arch would play this without a monetary gain.
That's the zombie game. It has been almost releasing for like 10 years.
They did just release their 2.0.
Wow. Imagine that.
I know. I heard that they abandoned their console release years ago, though.
Gabernatia, I will judge the next Witcher solely on the number of ladies of the night. Witcher 3 in every city, Cyberpunk 2 of them, Rebel Wolves of the future. Cyberpunk 2 of them, yep. Just judge by the number of prostitutes in the video game. Very important. Number of prostitutes low, bad video game. Number of prostitutes high, good video game. You know, that's actually a surprisingly good metric of judging something. Trify, Arch SCP lore. Lumi, you heard of this? Oh god, the SCP.
I've been into SCPs since 2011. I narrated some of the articles back in the day on an old YouTube account that has been long abandoned.
I always knew you were a weirdo progressive lum.
This was before the SCP stuff has been co-opted by weirdo progressives.
So, yeah, the SCP, which logo looks like this now. SCP used to be this kind of like a public forum kind of style thing where people could send in their own little short horror stories around the SCP Foundation, which is kind of like a secret foundation that handle controlling monsters and kind of shit. It was pretty cool. I loved this stuff years and years ago. I read a lot of them, and a lot of them are really, really good. However, it got full fucking hard taken over by the progressives.
Yeah.
To the point that today it is a full-on retardo wokeist left site that bans anyone who doesn't agree. And they've even removed a fair few of their most popular articles as well because they aren't progressive enough.
It's so fucking stupid because, again, things get popular. It gets co-opted. It gets ruined. The exact same thing happened with the back rooms. Before, that was just like, you know, a niche little thing with liminal spaces and all that. And now people are saying that any empty room is a liminal space and is probably super creepy. No, it is a very specific thing. And that's just, ugh. I hate when niche horror things just blow up for absolutely no reason. But one interesting thing with the back rooms is that the same dude who did the mini-series on YouTube is actually working on a Backrooms movie with A24. So he's still working on his baby, just with a bigger budget now. So I wish the best for him, and I hope that he does not get held back by suits.
Dreyfy, when the hell did this happen? Didn't know this. Oh yeah, this was a while ago. This was like 5 years ago, plus probably, I think.
I blame COVID.
So yeah, SCP has fallen. Give up. It's become popular, and now it's fucking gay.
Kane Pixels, right? Yes, Kane Pixels. He's the one working on the movie. I'm excited for him. And then another movie that is being worked on that I actually got to talk with, I forget if he's a director or a writer or producer, but a movie for Faith the Unholy Trinity is being worked on, and the guy who I was talking with is super excited to work on it, and they want to keep as faithfully close to the game as possible. Their dream producers or dream studios to work with is A24. They don't want to work with anybody else because they know that the game story will be neutered to hell and back. So I have a very good feeling about that movie as well.
Well, there's actually a couple interesting little movie projects. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie did very well, so they're making a sequel. That's interesting, as that franchise has gotten a little bit too widely popular these days, if anything. I think Markiplier was working on a movie as well about the Iron Lung video game, the little submarine thingy.
Yeah.
He's been talking about that for years, though, so I don't know where that is at or anything, but supposedly that's a thing that's working on, so... And now this too, so clearly there's a little bit of movement in the indie sphere when it comes to filmmaking as well. And as AI gets better and better, we might see more and more people making movies. Could be a good thing. Could be a good thing.
It sucks when it comes to cool indie things that you find because you want to tell your friends about it. You want it to get popular, but you don't want it to get so popular that it'll be... It's a balancing act, and I hate it. Because if it blows up in the mainstream, it'll get co-opted, it'll get neutered, people will sell out. But there's the rare few that will stand on principle no matter how popular, how much attention they'll get.
Yeah, a little bit of the problem is that you've kind of got to just... You want to share it because you want other people to, watch it as well and be like, oh my god, this is actually pretty good. But you can't. You've got to police it. You've basically got to gatekeep. Back in the day, there was the whole thing, you can't be elitist. Like, you can't test other people's knowledge to see if they're a true fan. No. That is absolutely what should be done at every point. You should just be testing people to see if they're a fan or not. If they can't name everything that this group or band or TV show has done, if they can't pull trivia out of their ass, well, unfortunately, you're just gonna have to kill them.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? I think that's another reason why, like, I don't care. I will shill for Faith the Unholy Trinity forever. But there is that little bit of a gatekeeping for that game because some people, as soon as they see anything religious, they're just gonna be like, nope, I don't want nothing to do with this shit. Because yes, Faith the Unholy Trinity is a horror game, but it is a faith-based horror game. If you grew up in the church, you'll understand things a lot sooner than someone who wasn't raised in a church or didn't, read the Bible and shit like that. That's why I'm kind of happy that people are put off by anything religious. Beautiful.
I mean, possibly, but then there's also the current nonsense going on with Trench Crusade, which looked like the kind of thing that wouldn't attract the wrong crowd, and instead actually ended up specifically attracting the wrong crowd. So,
Yeah. But also Atari-style games also put people off too. And that's fine with me.
Drivey, how gay? How infected was it? I remember some pretty cool, relatively recent fan shorts. Hell, some SCP YouTube channels were still decent, I think. Yeah, there's probably still something good there, but it has gone very gay. Like, deleting articles, no mentions of anything non-progressive, of course. Everything must be within certain lines. Community policing, the usual. Basically, it's become Reddit for horror stories.
Ignorant slut.
Jonathan Smith, can you take a look at People General from SSI? If you play a single playthrough, as you said, once a graphic whore. People General. Game, I presume? People's General on GOG. Is that? What the f... It's Panzer Generals.
Oh.
That's cute. I remember Panzer General. Panzer... Seagull Panzer General 2. China attempt to take control of all of Asia. NATO stands in their way. Huh. That is... I had no idea. That is really fucking weird, and I kind of adore that. That is cute. I like that.
Are you gonna get it and play it off stream?
Well, we play any game for a single stream for $250 for funding. If I watch a game that I think is fun and want to play regardless, I do it because I'm a selfish little prick, but... Maybe. I do have a lot of games that are on my list that I want to play, though, because I'm beginning to approach the end of Terra Invicta now, but that's an 80-hour fucking video game, so very slowly chipping my way through.
Yeah, I've been noticing you've been having fun with that one.
Mom loves you to play Terra Invicta.
I will just watch you play Terra Invicta.
I know. Why? Why no play Terra Invicta? Good video game.
Because it makes me confused. So
Why?
I will just watch you play.
Why would it make you confused? Simple game. You conquer Earth, you kill aliens.
I'll just watch you play it. It's okay.
Yes. You can force her to play it. It's within your power to do.
No, you're already teaching me how to play Hearts of Iron.
That game brain damaged Coconut because Coconut's chat made Coconut play Terra Invicta, and Coconut was raging at that game because it hurt Coconut's brain. That is the second game that I enjoy that Coconut has raged at. I
What's
think
the other
Coconut Rule the Waves 3.
Never heard of it.
I wouldn't expect it to. So, okay, Rule the Waves 3. It's this here. And it looks like this.
Why is there an Excel spreadsheet on my screen?
Because that's the video game. The video game is largely made up of various Excel spreadsheets. And then you make the Excel spreadsheets hit one another. You hit the enemy with your Excel spreadsheet, and you hope that it's larger than the enemy's Excel spreadsheet. That's
I just like the imagery of just printing out your own Excel spreadsheet, folding it into a plane, and just launching it at people and hoping that it hits.
I think Coconut is fake gamer girl. Fake gamer girls are the people who can't play Excel spreadsheet games.
Excel spreadsheets as a concept confuses.
See, Rule the Waves is a perfectly easy to understand game that I have put too many hours in already. It's one of the games I've played that for 170 hours. It's so fucking addicting to me. I love it. I play it like mad. Like, it's one of my guilty pleasure games that I just play for hours and hours and hours at a time. But I don't know if anybody else would normally want to play it. That's the problem. But it's a fun video game. I might play it after Terra Invicta. I might play some Rule the Waves 3. It'll probably be only one stream because it's going to have like $15 in donations and 5 people watching, but still. Remember, chat, you can make Lum play these games too. Hey, Lumla, don't you still own OChat Command Modern Operations?
What's that?
That's it's a video game, it's a modern military video game, yes.
Hold on, let me look at my library.
Circles and their consequences.
Oh, right. Command Modern Operation. Somebody did give that to me.
Yeah, it's a game about circles and its consequences.
Game about circles and its consequences.
Yep.
You know, if you want, if I don't even know if I could play this game on my own. I would just be
Heresy's the
confused the
question.
entire time,
Fire
and then
is
I'd be
the
like,
answer.
"Can somebody help me, please?"
But that's the fun of it, for you to load up a scenario and see what happens.
I will figure out. I'll figure out a day to play Command Modern Operations, Circles and Their Consequences, the game.
Yeah. There's the Canary Island scenario. That's a nice one for noobs. It's nice, it's easy, it's not too difficult. You just have to invade the Canary Islands.
I see. Wait, who the fuck is the single person on my friends list that plays this? Who the hell are you? When did I add you as a friend? Who are you? Now I gotta see who the fuck this person is.
That was another game that broke. Coconut the fake gamer girl as well. Tragic.
Oh, they're friends with Kibs, so they're probably in chat right now.
I did one stream of Command Modern Operations 1, and it did so fucking incredibly poorly that I'll probably never play it ever again.
I was there for that stream. I was watching, and I was confused on why things weren't going where they were supposed to.
It's a sad situation. Sad situation.
Coconut managed to lose the entire Spanish Navy.
Coconut probably did,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, they just had a content update yesterday.
Oh yeah, they update that all the time with new scenarios and stuff. It's a good little game. Humble Cragsman, I forgot to put my last chat on Curry Fund. That is 30 now. I shall add it to the Curry Fund. Yeah, added to Curry Fund. Dreyfie, well, cuck me. Can we have nothing? No, you can have nothing. You cannot be happy. Stop being happy. That is the goal of the universe, to make you miserable. Mr. Grudge, the SCP channels avoiding the really bad entries and focusing on the real old stuff is a big reason why many people are unaware this happened long ago. Yes, the old stuff is, most of the old stuff is still there, and most of the old stuff is still amazing. Lou821, Arch, Lumi, are you going to play the latest expansion of RimWorld? No plans for it immediately, but possibly. Mr. Frenzy, Arch, any chance you'll play Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake that is coming out in August on Steam? I was thinking of it, yes.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the
Because at
answer.
least it'll be popular, probably. You know, it'll be a big video game event thing. So, maybe.
I know Moose Man is still morally split on if he wants to play the game or not, because, you know, it's without Kojima, and they kind of did him fucking dirty. But also, it's a new Metal Gear game.
Is it a new Metal Gear game? What is the Metal Gear?
What do you mean? What is a Metal Gear?
Oh, what is a Metal Gear?
I've never really been into Metal Gear myself. I just listened to Moose Man tell me about different characters, lore scenarios, and the history of the game for hours at a time, and I love him for it.
And you still haven't figured out what a Metal Gear is. Do you just not listen? Do you just sit there staring at him like, heh, funny noises?
I mean, Metal Gear... Isn't a Metal Gear like one of the weapons? Right, babe? Babe! Isn't a Metal Gear like one of the weapons in Metal Gear Solid, right? It's a bipedal nuclear launching system.
There you go.
Thank you, baby. I love you. Oh no, because we were talking about the new Metal Gear game coming out, and I was saying you're still morally split on if you want to buy it or
Has
not.
nothing to do with a Metal Gear. That is Shagohod. The precursor to a Metal Gear.
I see. He can go on about Metal Gear for hours.
Metal Gear.
He likes it.
Most next anyone, will you enjoy RoboCop Lum or the expansion?
You ignorant slut.
I will plan a day to play it. I know I will definitely play it, and thank you again for getting me the RoboCop game.
RoboCop. Ochigido for Uma Musume. God. I don't want to become one of those people who stream fucking gacha games. I'll be upset with myself. And Dreyfie, didn't Lumi tell her chat Red Faction Gorilla? Wait, you promise you chat Red Faction?
Yeah.
And don't play Gorilla. Gorilla is gay. Play the original Red Faction, the first one.
Which Red Faction was I gifted from Zontar? I have Red Faction Gorilla Remastered and Red Faction Gorilla Steam Edition.
Yeah, that's all gay. It's Red Faction
gay?
1 that's the good game. That was a good game.
Okay.
Red Faction 1 was a very good game. Gorilla is gay, chat, and if you think otherwise, you're gay.
I mean, it's Zontar, so possibly.
They're all gay. And Samson Skurek, Lum, watch Taco Piece, Original Sin. Also, hello, Arch. Hello.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to watch that. I heard it was really fucking good, and it filtered a lot of people in the first episode, and that's what I love about good shows.
The filters. And most next anyone. Now, if only I can get Arch on my Steam list. I have kept my Steam list very closed, precisely for these purposes.
Arch doesn't accept gifts. I tried gifting him Faith, the Unholy Trinity, and he just left it there until Steam was like, you didn't accept it in 30 days. Here's your money back. And I'm like, ugh, you little shit.
Mm-hmm.
Accept my gifts.
I've made mistakes on Steam already. That's why I now have a trap game on my Steam list, amongst other things. So
You act like I would send you porn games. I'm trying to send you good games. And you're like, no, I don't want to.
you would send me the terrible games, Lum. Just one after the other.
No. Lies.
Which is why we gotta keep Lum at a distance. A long, good, proper distance.
But I'm a good fish.
When are we getting the new Dawn of War game? That's a good question. How are we getting it? Has Steam updated anything about that? Remaster, because they made the Space Marine remaster the other day, and it launched and it was buggy and it was shit and it didn't even run properly, which was kind of incredible. How the fuck did you manage to destroy a remaster? Surely you can just, re-release it. But they didn't. They broke it. And now I'm worried about the Dawn of War remaster, which still hasn't a release date. Fuckers. Very, very worried now all of a sudden. Surely they can't possibly fuck up a simple remaster, you'd think.
Oh, sure they can. You're giving them way too much credit.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? I just want good video games. That's all I ever wanted.
They changed how the orcs looked.
Yeah, it's a
boo.
goths for some reason.
I see.
That wasn't even necessary. I don't see how that could do anything or affect anything either. That's just dumb. Ugh. Anyways, we are now all the way through the super chats, so we can wrap it up there. Thank you very much, chat, for watching, and thank you for your generous donations today. Thank you to the audience watching on Kick and Rumble and on YouTube as well. And we will see all of you possibly tomorrow. I'll see if I'll make anything then, or if I'll be fat and lazy somewhere else. I do have a few scripts I need to work on, so I might take a script reading or writing day just to get through with that.
I'm gonna do script writing and then your members exclusive stream.
Possibly, yes. Possibly.
Trick or treat. Can I
Oh, Jackson Voorhees. Lum, Arch, watch MLP Smile. I Acid Fang.
Oh, Smile's a fucking classic. If you haven't seen Smile, I'll send it over to you, Arch. It was one of the main animations that traumatized a generation of My Little Pony kids.
Good. They deserve to be traumatized.
Jackson, I'll send it to him. No worries.
Until next time, chat. Have a good night.
Night, chat.